So I'm Paulette. Before I came into Deal Method, I was trained educationally as a registered nurse. I graduated from nursing school in my 40s. I chased some health stuff, but I had no idea what I was looking for. I always tried to do the right thing health wise. I read some stuff that said you're supposed to drink a lot of milk. I found the next thing that said, no, maybe you shouldn't drink as much milk because that's why you're constipated and you're having problems. In nursing, I was chasing all around in all the disciplines. I did cardiology and med surge, and I do med surge, and it's like, why do we keep seeing the same people over and over with a whole nother problem? Still wasn't putting nothing together with nothing. I could tell I wasn't really helping. I wasn't finding satisfaction in that. Then I started getting associated with Queen Afua and that aspect of health and spiritual wellness, and got a gang of her books, even went to her seminars. I got about 5 of her series of books. But for some reason, the spiritual part I wasn't resonating with. I ended up needing to have a hysterectomy. I became acquainted with Dr. Sabi with Layla Africa. Paid for his course, went down there, stayed at his house with he and his wife for 4 days and got certified. And, you know, I did it, and it was just this non-satisfaction thing. I found Jethro, the Back to Eden, that book. I forgot to even tell you about the time when paid for and began taking some type of a holistic doctor course through the 7-Day Adventist. I still have all the symptoms from the fibroids that were now just on my ovaries because now just doing a lot of supplement stuff. Didn't really know anything about the actual foods themselves being of healing nature. So I had a drawer full of supplements. Sadie died. I got the news and I got seriously ill. I thought I was going to die at home. I'm vomiting profusely and diarrhea, and I was super sick. Called the ambulance even to come and get me and take me to the hospital. And I get there and and they just called it gastritis or something along those lines. They could find nothing wrong. Just gave me a bunch of IV fluids. I was there for 3 days and I came home. So somehow I found through Facebook or something. I remember Quilla's name. As a friend suggestion, you should be friends with this person or something. And I did, and I'm looking and I saw you all were at the beginning of Dill. I'll go back to like Queen thing. So she's very product driven, and I'm not saying nothing negative about anybody, but she's definitely product driven because she's missing the piece that I learned in Deal. You don't get those pieces from other programs that I have been in. I didn't get that. I didn't get the why. I didn't even get that piece actually, right? That you all were the first people that really helped me to understand that those are the pieces that really has made a difference for me and helped me to understand that, that this is a safe ground and this is where I'm actually learning stuff. One thing I try to tell people all the time, people are talking to me about their health and things, and they say, you know what, I want to live. And I'm telling them, there's worse things than dying. You can be alive. You can be alive from today. You can live 40 more years. But if you laying in a bed and somebody else wiping your butt and turning you from left to right, yeah, what good does it do to be alive? So yeah, there's worse things than being dead. Yeah, first when I first, started, of course, I got the beginner cookbook and I got my box of herbs and I really fucked that up because my intentions, bleep that out. Try to bleep that part out. I really did because what I know today is if I had the chance to do it over again, I would have I've been like, what? So I did it, but did I do it 3 times a day? What I know today is I fucked it up. But it was what it was. I was where I was, and hey, and that was that. But had my box of herbs. For showing up every day. Sometimes I'm showing up with 1 foot, and sometimes I'm showing up with both feet and half a hand. But I'm showing up every day, so I'm not following, you know, precisely. It was what it was for where I was. And so once I finished with that, though, I could tell that I was feeling better. So once I started doing, and I am having using the herbs, I was still having symptoms from my ovarian fibroids. Um, and I just was like, I want them out. I want them away. I literally couldn't. If I jumped up and down, I could feel like a ball. in my abdominal cavity. If I leaned over, I could feel it. It would like it would roll to this way and it would roll. I could just feel this thing. And I'm like, this has got to go. Who knows what it really is and what's gonna happen with it. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, they own us something here. So then I decided to be serious, and I did very close to 2 months. People were telling me, wow, you look good. Everybody was telling me how good I look. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going with it. People was telling me that my skin and my complexion look good. And I'm like, already, all right, things are really, happening. I had less of the fibroid movement. There were times when I could tell that it was still there. I'm gonna need to change this up a bit or something. That made a world of difference. That made a world of difference. I've even got some more herbs. I think a special fibroid. Yes, she did at the same time. Oh yeah, so I got that, and I really got into. I got more into. I'm like paying more attention. I'm attending class and just listening and and actually hearing what y'all saying. Like really, not just during, but just really on a day to day basis. Just trying to get an understanding to find that balance. I just going to class every week and just listening and learning um real stuff and then incorporating that stuff into my life. And that really is the thing that has, putting all the pieces together, not just doing this thing or that thing, but putting all the pieces together. In reality, the things that I do, the pieces I do put together really have made all the difference. Pieces I've gotten from deal. I eat way less food. I got a big old 32-ounce carafe that I make every single morning that I wake up. And I drink that throughout the day. In detoxing, is I didn't just detox myself in this program from foods. I was also able to detox myself from even smoking. Yeah, when I was at the beach yesterday, the lady I was with, she could, as I was leaving, is when you called me, and so she could hear us talking, and she said, "Your health coach sounds like just what the doctor ordered." And I was like, "Ah, then you wasn't listening, because ain't nowhere in the world the doctor ordered none of that. Trust and believe me." uh-uh. I have had issues with slow bowels. One might call it constipation. My entire life. Okay. One time I literally went from Thanksgiving to Christmas and did not have a bowel movement. Literally. My mom ended up having to take me to the hospital. I was a teenager. My mom ended up having to take me to the hospital. And of course, all they said was, change your, eat this and eat that. I was a teenager, but I don't even remember what they said. But whatever it was, it didn't work. I had to suffer through it. And then finally, damn near died having a baby. It wasn't a baby, but it felt like a damn baby. Anyway, but yeah. So the results, most definitely, for the first time my entire life, that is completely different. That is completely different. Today, if I eat something within an hour, I got to go to the bathroom. I check it out. I'm able to tell, oh, okay, you're doing too much or you're not doing enough. I feel good. As far as the fibroids are concerned, I do not. When I tell you, I literally could not lean. I couldn't lean over without there being without me feeling them. I can't tell you when I felt it last. I can't tell you when I felt it last. I did a cartwheel the other day, and I was like, oh, there was a day when I wouldn't even dare do that just because I could feel this thing shifting and moving. I can't tell you when I felt it last. Oh, fibroid. Oh, my fibroid. I can't tell you when I felt the fibroid last because I can run, I can jump, I can do all the things that before when I did, the fibroid would just be it would be there. It was like a ball. It was like it wasn't like it was huge and it was taking up a lot of space. It was just it just would move and I could feel it. But I haven't felt the fibroid in I don't know when I last felt it. I could just tell you I don't feel it at all. I'm able to do things that I long ago stopped doing. And again, I did a cartwheel the other day, and it was like, what happened to my fibroid? I don't even feel the thing. I don't even feel the fibroid. I don't feel it moving. I don't feel it at all. I don't feel the every other month or so I would get pains. I would still go through the process of the ovulation. It would be painful. And that would be because of the fibroid, but I don't even feel that anymore. So I tell you that the understanding I have now is that the fibroid have been very well absorbed and then dispersed out in some other way. But I find it fair to say that I no longer have fibroids. I find it fair to say that. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm very well pleased. And again, this is not a matter of laying, like you say, reaching a certain point and then laying down. Oh, I'm there. I'll never be there. It's a journey, and it's one I'm very happily on. I sleep good, and when I don't, I know what to do. I learned, or I became acquainted with acupressure from class. I got my own. I got my acupressure seeds, pointer thing. I got my chart, and I'll use that. I'll go to that as another little arsenal in my bag of ways to help myself. And I definitely learned that in Deal. I didn't know anything about that, prior to coming into the program. And I know today how to live, how to eat to live, how to take care of myself. I know the questions to ask if it's not something that I know, and I definitely don't know everything for sure. But I know the resources. I know what to ask. I know what to look for, and I don't get enough of talking about Deal to people. There's not anybody that I don't talk to about my health coaches and the health group and health family that I belong to, classes and the reasons that I eat the way I eat. I can shout it from the rooftop. And I have many people that I know are watching me. People watch me because that's what people do. And so some of them will ask the questions. They just when the student's ready, then they say the teacher will come, but they'll seek the teacher or whatever. So I highly recommend Deal, just because if you're looking for the truth, if you just want cliche stuff and you want to be able to do a little bit of this so you can do a whole lot of that, Deal is not going to work for you because that's not how you're going to be fed. You're going to be fed the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And so you're either going to have to take it or you're going to have to leave it. But I highly recommend it because it is the way to eat, to really to detox your life, detox things out, take the things out of your life so that you can simply live. And that's what I definitely appreciate about it because I just live simply and I have a respect for that, for what I've learned from being in the program. And it's my way of living. It's my way of life. I can't imagine doing anything different. I can't imagine, and there's nowhere in my mind for doing anything different from what I've learned in the program. And I just look forward to what is yet to come.